Welcome back to your Zone of Potential Quick Zaps. I'm your host, Coach Corinne. I hope you enjoyed the last week's video with the pics and the wisdom from my doggy Jessie. I would love to hear what wisdom that you've gained from your pets. This week's topic is dwelling in possibilities. We have so many opportunities out there, but how do we know which ones will be right for us, which ones will leave us unfulfilled, and which ones could lead us to other possibilities? A quick reminder before we move on, my website, Zone of Potential, is up and running. You have access to free downloadable tools, and you can contact me there also. And I still take requests. Big shout out to Erica for this week's valuable topic of dwelling in possibilities. So let's move on to what we're doing with all the possibilities that surround us. What possibilities are surrounding you? By definition, a possibility is a thing that may happen or a thing that may be the case. It's a chance, it's a likelihood, it's hope, it's a prospect or an opportunity. How do you view these possibilities? And then what happens when you dwell in these possibilities? For the purposes of this topic, by definition, dwelling is thinking, speaking, or writing at length about a specific topic that normally generates unhappiness, anxiety, or dissatisfaction. Are you dwelling in your future, which is where all the possibilities and opportunities exist? Why do I ask? Because quite frankly, possibilities and opportunities have yet to occur. So what are you afraid of? What is challenging you to quit procrastinating and making decisions to act? And who will benefit from your decisions? Are these possibilities, are they important to you? And why are you dwelling instead of moving towards what you want? Do you know what you value in those areas of possibilities or opportunities? Are you afraid of something that makes you procrastinate or makes you unwilling to jump on those possibilities? Well, most of the time we end up dwelling because we're uncertain. We're uncertain of the outcome, failure, who will be impacted, risk to reward, etc. Basically what you're doing is, you're waiting until you have all the information before making a decision. If that's the case, then you will always be waiting and never make your move. You will never have all the information. But you can have enough information and generate enough action to take advantage of what's important to you and what positively impacts others. What can you do to quit dwelling and decide on the possibilities you have surrounding you? And what do you do about the ones that pass you by? If you're dwelling in possibilities and you're not certain the direction to take, capture them. Take a moment to think about all those opportunities that surround you and write them down. This way you can really assess whether the opportunity is a valued possibility for you or something you can enjoy for somebody else. Or maybe it's just delayed until you're ready. In reality, your current reality may not support this opportunity to make it a possibility. If you capture it, you'll be able to recognize it when it comes back around. Next, prioritize those opportunities to determine what will make them a greater possibility in terms of your reality, your time, space, matter, and energy. Yes, and we've discussed these before. Time, space, matter, and energy shape your current reality. And then decide. Identify which ones can be accomplished now, which ones you can plan and start acting upon, which ones you'll save for later based on your current reality, and which ones you'll simply enjoy watching others take part in. After that, identify what fears you have. Is it failure? Is it success? Is it making mistakes? Is it lack of resources or information? Is it resentment for not taking a different path or opportunity? Identify with them and realize that you can always stop. You can always go back a few steps, or you can always take another path from there. Can you say more possibilities? Once you've identified what opportunities you can change from possibility to reality, establish a goal. Check out my previous video on goals, which will walk you through establishing SMART goals, and go get them. SMART being specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And there's many more parts to SMART that really can hone in on, really, should you be doing this goal? Determine what will happen when you achieve the goal. Determine what won't happen when you achieve the goal. Determine what will happen if you don't achieve the goal. And determine what won't happen if you don't achieve the goal. Finally, determine how this will benefit you, benefit those around you, and benefit those beyond those around you. Doing this will help you depict what's important to you and help you stop procrastinating. As you make your final decisions, pay attention to feedback. There's really no such thing as failure, only feedback. Just because your decisions resulted in a different outcome than you expected does not mean you failed. It simply means the feedback you received was different from what you initially desired or expected. That feedback is key, as you can use it to determine if you are on the path you want and adjust as necessary. You may enjoy the path that you're currently on, you didn't realize it. Or you may decide to adjust and go your initial course. But no matter the decision you make, possibilities and opportunities will be hopes, dreams, and wishes until you realize which ones were meant for you and which ones you simply need to be observed by you. If you continue to dwell in them, you have the possibility of generating resentment, lack of worth, continued uncertainty, frustration, emptiness, loneliness, insecurity, well, and the list goes on. Possibilities. Are you indecisive about what opportunities you should capture? I can help you with that. Sometimes making decisions by yourself can be unnerving and scary. Together we can identify what possibilities surround you, which ones align with your values, and why you're procrastinating. With that information, we can generate a simple but meaningful plan to weed out what you want to do now, what you can plan for later, and what you can just simply enjoy watching others do. You are always in your zone of potential. What you do in your zone is entirely up to you. Possibilities dwell there. Don't join in on the dwelling. Make the possibilities that you're dwelling in your new mission as appropriate and go for them. Thanks for joining me. See you next week.